Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode. Today, I'm going to take you through my seasonal closet swap out and clean out. So, as a clothing designer, I used to have my own lingerie and intimates company. I learned so much about styling, the construction of garments and good materials. Living in South Florida, I have always made sure to swap out my wardrobe from like a fall winter wardrobe into a spring and summer wardrobe. Because our seasons don't change, I am in love with fashion. And so I just have different color palettes and different materials that I wear from season to season and different ways that I style things so that it feels appropriate for the season despite not having seasonal weather. So, today I'm going to take you through my process. Let's get into it. We have a serious situation here today as I am purging my closet and preparing to do a swap. This is what I keep my spring and summer clothes in. I swap my wardrobe so that during fall and winter, I have mostly fall and winter colored clothing. And then in spring and summer, this changes out again. This is where I keep my sleepwear. So this is evergreen. It stays in my closet all of the time. I'm a collector of vintage lingerie, and that is what I sleep in every night. In the middle, I have shirts. Here, I have dresses and skirts. Those are jackets and overshirts. And these are pants. So, in fall and winter, it does not get cold here in Fort Lauderdale, but I do keep pieces like silk dresses in winter colorways, leather skirts. I wear boots actually year round. Like in summer and spring, I will wear maybe a boot like this with a pair of jean shorts and a t-shirt. I sort of use boots on the daily as a comfy shoe that's a little bit more dressed up. So I would swap a sneaker for a boot. In spring and summer, I include lighter weight fabrics, linen, and even more sheer fabrics. So I would actually say that that is the main difference between spring and summer. I have always had capsule wardrobes, so I keep things pretty tight. I don't do a lot of pattern and bright colors. If I do, it's usually through an accessory. So the colorways are similar. What switches are the weight of the fabric. So instead of a cashmere sweater, I might wear, a linen overshirt instead, or a sweater that's a little bit more see-through. Instead of a leather skirt, I might wear a linen skirt. I also really like sheer dresses and skirts and tops for spring and summer that are white and lightweight and see-through. My staple for spring and summer really are dresses like this. And in the past, I have worn a lot of sort of bohemian clothes. That was the look for South Florida. Things that are crochet with shells on them and sometimes fringe and florally prints. And I've really leaned away from that. I have really outgrown that style, but you can still see hints of it in certain things that I choose. Anyway, I turned 30 this year, and so I've really thought about the longevity of the things that I buy. I will sort of show you what that means to me as I am swapping this winter fall wardrobe out for spring and summer, minus a couple pieces like this that have already landed in there. I have had these two Zara jackets for a while now. And although they are spring and summer, this one I see I've literally never worn. And I love the look of a blazer over a silk slip. I usually will wear something like this with a blazer on top and a kitten heel. But the material of these Zara jackets, I have some nicer jackets and I just don't pull for these because you can see the quality when you wear it. And these polyester blend fabrics, I've just outgrown wearing them. I'm too picky about the quality of the material and I really invest in pieces. Things like this just don't hold up. And they're much hotter, less breathable. Ugh, I just when you see it up close and next to your nicer items, it's really hard to pull for these once you start investing in sort of more heirloom pieces. My mom really got me into that when I graduated from college and started working. She gave me a box of her clothing items, and my mom had me at 40. She's now 70. So some of these items she bought in her 20s, and they were timeless. They still looked great. The quality was there. And I still own those pieces and wear them, which is pretty crazy. So when I buy things, I really do think about that. I think about things I want to pass down. I visualize the way that I would wear the items. And if you can't come up with like 5 outfits that you can wear with something, especially if it's an investment piece, just don't even buy it. It's not worth it. You won't pull for it. You won't wear it, and you'll go to your other pieces more often. Another thing I think about sort of is like cost per wear. So if you spend $300 on a dress, but you wear it, twice a week in season for years on end, your cost per wear is like down to the cents. So those are some of the things that I think about. Like I said, I really do have a capsule wardrobe. Things that I love, like this skirt for me is a staple. So I have it in this color, but I also have it in black. I'll do that with things that I love. I'll buy them in multiple colorways if it's a really good fit and I see that I'm wearing it all the time. There is a Doan dress. I don't know how to pronounce the name of it, but it's black, it's sheer. I've worn it for years and it's one of my ride or die. So I just bought the same dress in white. It hasn't arrived yet. But yeah, another staple for me is like a Canadian suit, jeans or jean shorts even, and a denim button down. So I collect vintage denim button downs. Anyway, these are just like fun things to do with your fashion. I also love a trucker hat. So depending on the colorways of things I'm gravitating to in a season, I'll make sure that I have a hat. And I love ones that have like a little bit of a I don't have any vintage hats, but ones that have sort of a vintage flair to them, sort of that like Americana feel. I love that. This is a piece from my mom that she gave me, but she just gave me this a couple weeks ago. And going back to the capsule wardrobe, I am only incorporating light yellow, blue, and some greens into my white and beige spring summer capsule wardrobe this year. So, this I'm going to actually put away with my winter stuff upstairs, and maybe I'll pull this out next season. Here's an example of an item that I keep in my wardrobe year round because it doesn't get cold here. This is a mesh skirt. It's see-through once you put it on, but I love this in winter with like a leather jacket, a black lingerie bodysuit, and black boots, or even dark brown boots, and like a suede dark chocolate brown handbag. But in summer, I would also wear this with a pair of strappy, I call them Jesus sandals. I don't really know what you would call them, but a nice, like, strappy pair of black sandals and like a black t-shirt or a black tank top and some chunky hoops, I think would be nice. So there are quite a few items that I just keep year round, but the jackets and overshirts and more of like layering pieces really is what gives your outfit style. And so, living in hot weather, you need to figure out a way to layer to give your outfits a lot of style without being hot. Mesh skirts, like I said, see through things, and overshirts, like oversized button downs that you can throw over things, hats, accessories, all of that is really good. When I travel to colder places, It's an absolute vibe. Everyone is immaculately dressed. They all look so cute. And what I realized is that it's because of the layers. It's the, pretty blouse with a cardigan on top, with the trench coat, with the hat, with like trouser pants and boots. And you can't dress like that here. So instead, you need to wear, jeans and boots with a tank top and an overshirt, or something that's lighter weight where you can still get that styling effect by layering. One of my favorite ways to add color and pattern into my summer wardrobe is through sarongs. Now, my day to day wardrobe is capsule style, but when we go to the Bahamas or we have a boat day, it's nice to get like out a bright colored bikini or a printed bikini and then build an outfit off of that. So, for that reason, I love sarongs. I don't have tons of them, but as you can see, I will go way more bold with a sarong. Something printed, something colorful, because they just look so good with bikinis, with a white tank top and like a bright colored hat. So I will do things like this. I found this sarong. I absolutely love it. It has tons of colors in it. So it's fun to play around with bikinis with this. And then I get like some bright colored hats. And I just pair all of this with a white tank top or a white t-shirt. It makes it super easy, but it also adds some fun to your beachwear. Here's an example of something that I'm going to keep for now because it is a staple item, but these are Zara linen pants, which they're not real linen. They're some kind of synthetic blend and it feels that way. But these are black. They're good. They go with a lot of things. I am looking for a replacement for these in real linen, like a really nice high quality material, well made. And as soon as I find a pair, these are going to be donated and I'm going to buy those instead because I don't want stuff like this in my wardrobe anymore. I'd like higher quality heirloom pieces and less stuff. Less is more, right? Higher quality, less quantity. Okay, I just have to show you this because it makes me smile every time I see it. I haven't worn it yet, but my husband in the last like 2 years, maybe even less, maybe like year and a half, got really into motorcycles. We have like 4 motorcycles now. A couple months ago, my mom was going through her old stuff and she showed up to my house with this leather women's biker suit that she's had this thing for like 40 years and it's in such good condition. It has matching leggings like this. And so one day, if we go to a biker event, I think it would be so funny. It would be cute, but honestly, just so funny to wear this with like black boots and my helmet and get on a bike that matches the outfit. I just think that would be so hilarious. So, anyway, this goes back to heirloom pieces. A Harley Davidson vintage fit from mom. Pretty cool. This is another cool piece. I got this. It's vintage from a vintage clothing store in California. I got this when I was in college. I went to California for Coachella with my best friend Charlotte, and when we landed, we did a little bit of shopping, and this is one of the things I got. I've worn it to a couple concerts, like Elton John's last concert that he did in Miami. It was his last tour, and I love stuff like this. So cool. I wore over a black silk dress with these boots and it was such a vibe. So I love finding unique pieces like this, even like patches. If you find vintage patches, you can take something pretty basic like a denim shirt and really add a unique flair to it, or even buy some plain colored trucker hats that you really love the quality and material of and the fit. It comes up high enough, the brim is nice, and put your own patches on it. That is also such a cool idea. I love doing stuff like that. I've done a couple of projects like that in my own wardrobe. I was just seeing if I could find anything. I can, but I'm going to have to get on a ladder. So I'll show you. Here's an example of something that I did. I bought a jacket that I really love the quality of. And then instead of like watching TV one night, I just got out some extra thread that I had and I hand stitched little details onto this for a pop of color, and it's so cute in summer to have a little something like this. So it's an easy idea if you wanted to personalize something that you have. Going back to layering pieces, this is a long trench coat that's super lightweight and it is water repellent, or actually, it's probably waterproof. This is like proper raincoat material, but I will wear this over like workout clothes with sneakers and a baseball cap. If it's raining, for example, or if there's a little bit of a breeze, I'll use this as a windbreaker and it just styles up an outfit instantly, and it's not super hot. You can wear it when it's like 80 degrees out and be perfectly comfortable. Same with this. This is a super lightweight linen trench coat that you can wear with a short white dress or even shorts and a tank top. It makes your outfit look way more styled. We've only been in our house for 6 months. And as I'm going through this, I'm realizing that probably for spring and summer, pretty much I'm in workout clothes or a dress, unless we're on the boat. This is my dress section, and it's going to be a lot more full for this season than it was for the last season. So, my long skirts, I'm going to put with my pants instead of with my dresses to create extra space. I did want to mention that I have my spring and summer clothes in a bag on the floor now, but when you go through it, when you're putting stuff away, if there's something that you haven't worn in 3 seasons, yes, I really do wait like 3 seasons, not like one, to get rid of something. I would go through it and I would create a donate pile. When you're investing a little bit more money into these pieces, you don't want to give them away if you haven't worn them in one season. What you like and what you're gravitating towards slightly changes over time. But if there's something I haven't worn for a couple of seasons, even if it was an investment piece, I will either donate or sell it. And another thing that I do is I am a shoe destroyer. So, unless it's something really durable, like a pair of boots, I will invest in those, or a special occasion heel. But for the most part, I buy affordable sandals and affordable shoes, really, in general, that are not sort of like heirloom pieces because I wear my shoes into the ground. I'm not precious about shoes and I don't want to be. So, I don't invest in special shoes for the most part, unless it's a really special occasion or a boot, like a cowboy boot. I really mow through shoes. I am, no joke, a shoe destroyer. Here's an example of sort of like one of the more bohemian pieces that I still have in my wardrobe. It's Free People, it's lace, it has a built in leotard, white leotard, because when you put it on, it's see through. And I still love this. It's so lightweight and flowy, and it's sort of romantic looking. And if you pair it with some more modern pieces, like a nice chunky earring and a modern sunglass, like black sunglasses, black sandals, it makes this sort of more bohemian, frilly outfit a little bit more modern and well-rounded. This dress I bought, it was sort of an investment dress. It was on sale and it was final sale. I looked at the measurements and I purchased a size that I thought would fit me and it never fit. So it still has the tag on it. It came and it did not fit me. I could not return it. But what I do is in my phone notes, I keep my exact clothing measurements. So this is a very good thing to do. You do your bust measurements, your under bust, your waist, hips, and then if you want to, you can do shoulders or length. I think is a good thing to have. I keep my exact measurements on my phone in my phone notes app. And then if I buy from like an Australian company or just from a brand even that I've never purchased from, I will look at their size guide and compare my notes because sometimes I'm a small, sometimes I'm a medium, I'm a 34C, and I'm short. I'm 5'3". So different brands have different sizes. Yes, people normally stick to a relatively similar size, but when you're creating clothing items from scratch, you can create your own sizes. And what I mean by that is the bust measurement for a small size small is going to be different for your brand versus the next brand because of the way that you intended those pieces to fit, whether they are more oversized or more fitted. Maybe they're looser here and tighter in here. That's all stuff that you specify when you are creating clothing items from scratch for a brand. So, because I look at it from the design perspective of actually creating these pieces, I have a better understanding now of when I'm purchasing what you need to look at to save time and money, not have to do returns, and get things that are suitable for you is have your measurements in your phone notes. It is a game changer. Another thing that I'm super particular about is sweater material. I like to invest in good sweaters. They hold up better over time. They don't pill as much. But two things to note for sweaters is they are much better folded. You don't want to hang a sweater like this because over time it's going to pull on the fibers, make your sweater more sheer and stretch it out. So if you've ever had a sweater that you haven't worn in a season and you go to wear it and it's been hanging and it doesn't fit right, it's because the fibers have broken down and stretched out because you hung it. And then the second thing is I highly recommend getting a fabric shaver. You can get them on Amazon for like 20 bucks. They're electric. They either plug in or charge, and if you have any pilling on a sweater, you can use that. It shaves it off and it catches it in a little thing, like a little lint catcher. And that will make your sweaters look super fresh and new with each new season. So I should shave my sweaters when I'm putting them away, but usually I get overwhelmed with this whole closet swap process. So I do it when I go to put items back into the closet. I'll do it with this one before I put it away. Another thing that I do, it drives me crazy, but I've been using for years Salt and Stone deodorant. It'll probably happen no matter what deodorant you use. But my nice dresses, I will get them dry cleaned if I've worn them at all, or even if I'm unsure if I've worn them without having them professionally cleaned, I will get my nice dresses dry cleaned before putting them away for the season because there are a couple of pieces that I forgot to do that with. And when I pulled them back out to put them in my closet, they were ruined. Get your things dry cleaned, your nicer pieces, if you've worn them a lot before you put them away for the season. Because if not, here's an example. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I didn't get this dry cleaned. I put it away, and there's this mark here from deodorant in the cashmere sweater. This was an investment piece here. You can see better. So this was an investment piece. I bought this when I was in Aspen. It's like a couple $100 sweater that I was hoping to have for a long time. I love the fit. It cinches in the waist. I'm still going to wear this for a little bit because I just am obsessed with the fit and color of this. And you can't see it that much when you have it on. But this, if I would have gotten it dry cleaned before I put it away, it wouldn't have gotten ruined. So that is another thing to keep in mind. This is a fast fashion top. It's by Misguided, but I love these even though it's inexpensive and it's fast fashion, and to be honest, I don't really believe in it, and yeah. But this has held up well over time. I have different colors because it's inexpensive for different seasons. I love it thrown over a tank top with shorts. And like I said, I have different colors for different seasons. Here's green, blue. I have it in white and black, which these stay in my closet year round, but it's really inexpensive. I think it's like 20 bucks or 30 bucks for these. And they're really great to style up an outfit, and they are nice material, sheer. They feel like good quality. You would never know that it was fast fashion, and they've really held up great over time. This is a printed knit set, and this is something I've had it for 2 seasons, I think. I haven't worn it, and so I'm putting it out for now, but if I don't wear this during this season, spring and summer this year, then this will go into the donate pile because I'm at that like 3 season mark. I love blue. It's my favorite color. So I like this, but I think something about the pattern just doesn't feel mature enough now. for me. So I think that's why I haven't been gravitating towards it. But it's fun to have some pieces like this when we go to the Bahamas, which is only an hour and a half boat ride from where we live. So we go a lot during summer. And it's nice when you're in the islands to have something a little bit more colorful and printed, like the sarongs. But I don't know. For some reason, I just haven't worn this. So we'll see if I wear it this season. If not, it'll get donated. Here's another example of sort of like the boho stuff that I was talking about, but I still like to wear this top with this pair of knit shorts as like lounge wear when we're in the Bahamas because it's lightweight, it's knit, it's super comfy. And if you're sunburned and you get out of a swimsuit, it's so nice to have stuff like this to put on. I've really gravitated away from these bright colors. These two silk shirts are vintage, and I love collecting silk vintage overshirts. Like, I always buy them in a size large so that they're oversized. You can throw them over a bunch of different stuff. I have a couple of really bright colors that I have not worn in like 3 seasons, but something about the sentimental value of really searching for something and finding exactly what you were looking for at the time, and something so high quality like this. I keep putting them out. I refuse to get rid of these, but the truth is, I really haven't worn them in a long time. I just haven't been gravitating towards really bright colors. I like more muted colors recently. And so, yeah, I'm putting these out for now. But the truth is, I might put them away since I haven't been wearing them just because it is less like sensory overload when you go to get ready in the morning. You feel much more inspired and way less overwhelmed if you don't have unnecessary things that you aren't wearing in your closet. So, like I said, I'm putting these out for now, but I might end up just putting them away so that it's more inspiring and I feel more creative in the closet to get dressed in the morning because to me, that's really important. This is something that my mom gave me. And again, I have never worn this. She gave it to me. It's sentimental. I don't know. I honestly might give this back to her because I feel like she would wear it. Here's a crochet dress that I have that's in this beautiful blue color. Again, blue is my favorite color. And it's crochet. It's long and it's not printed. It's one shoulder. And this I wear all the time. So I love this for a swimsuit cover up or even dinner, an island vacation. Super cute. I do love in summer a little bit of a pop of red when you wear black and white. Something about that just feels so chic. I really need more hangers like this, these wood ones. I like for all my hangers to match, but my skirts and some of my strapless dresses are on these like black dry cleaning hangers, and it's driving me absolutely crazy. Like this hanger, yikes. Nobody should have this in their closet. I feel like the way to go is these hangers, which are more of a true white with a silver top, or these hangers, which are wood with a silver top that just look good in the closet. And it's also less sensory overload on your eyes if all of your hangers are the same. I put everything in color order. So from light to dark with colors in between. And then I keep certain things together like short sleeve and long sleeve, skirts, dresses, like that. So by color and by category. I don't know what it is about approaching almost 30. I turned 30 in October. That as I unload my spring and summer clothes, I mean, some of this stuff I've had for 10 years. It's because I buy high quality pieces, but some of the stuff that I've had for like 10 years, even 5 years, I am feeling really uninspired by the stuff that I just unpacked and put in my closet. I think that some of the pieces just feel a little bit like more juvenile, like sort of like college wear. What I'm really craving in my wardrobe is more mature, tailored, elegant pieces, even a little bit more looser and flowy things, more structured things, longer length items even. I really did a revamp of my fall winter wardrobe, I guess the last 2 seasons. Last year, I remember for spring and summer feeling like I wanted a little bit of a refresh, but I was in my bridal era. I was buying specific items for a May wedding, and I blew all of my budget on bridal wear. So white shoes, white dresses, which is fine, but they're more fancy occasion pieces, not really things that I can wear in a regular spring summer rotation. And so I think that this is going to be the year that I need to do a little bit of a revamp because so many of the pieces I just unpacked and put in my closet, I feel are just meh. So I'm actually going to go back through and put those items on a separate rack, see if I wear them. And if I'm not grabbing for them in the next like 2 months, I'll go ahead and donate them while they're still in season so that someone else can enjoy them. Okay, guys, it's a gloomy day, and I figured that I would run you through a couple of things. It's been about a week since I picked up the camera to show you the closet refresh. And since then, I decided to go back through the closet, and also I will walk you through some of the pieces that I bought for spring and show you my process when putting together a capsule wardrobe. So now that I've gotten the hang a little bit more of this YouTube thing, I decided to tell you a little bit more about myself and also give you an update because I made a couple more edits to my closet after finishing this book. So I am a clairvoyant psychic and I have been for most of my life, although I didn't really know what it was or what I was doing. And I've taken many courses over the years on tons of different stuff, following my curiosity, like mediumship and remote viewing, energy healing, sacred geometry, crystals. I've pretty much dabbled in everything. And this year, I really wanted to learn about manifestation. So I love Julie Poole's work, and she has 2 books on manifestation, sort of a part 1 and a part 2. If you're familiar with manifestation, you will know that The Secret, which is basically like all about the law of attraction, is an outdated text. It's just one part of a much bigger puzzle to manifestation. And I love and trust Julie Poole's work. So I just finished her 2nd book within this last week since doing the closet clean out. And one of the things she talks about is how the items in our home, especially the things that we put on our body, help to raise our vibration and make us feel valued and empowered, which in turn brings more of what you want into your life. And so I kind of went back through my closet and just thought, there's definitely a little bit more editing that I can get done here. So I went through and removed anything that had stains, that looked super worn, that had like threads coming out, got rid of any shoes that were super scuffed up, which, as I mentioned, I'm a shoe destroyer. So that was pretty alarming how many shoes that I just got rid of. And then I also went through and I've been on a major health and fitness journey the last year and a half. I've been really into functional medicine for like 5 or 6 years, but in the last year and a half, I've really ramped up my own personal health. I stopped drinking alcohol, vaping, I stopped taking Vyvanse, all sorts of stuff, started weight training, and I've lost a considerable amount of weight. So, all of my basics that are lightly worn, that no longer fit me, I was planning to just have them altered because many of them are no longer made. But instead, I decided that the pieces that are staples, like good jeans, linen pants, tops, nothing like printed or trendy, that instead I would just put it in a special box up in the guest room closet and save it for maternity wear. So that's something that my husband and I are probably going to start trying within the next 2 years. And so that is a journey sort of I'll talk about later. I'm about to get a full panel of functional medicine work done, Dutch tests and things. It's been like 4 or 5 years since I've done that. and just make sure that I'm in peak performance before we start trying to have kids, because I know that that will affect them. So now that that is out of the way, I purchased some beautiful items for spring and summer. Like 90% of them have already come in, but before filming this, I didn't really properly think about the timing. And 3 or 4 days ago, I have my mom over here who's going to Milan for the F1 races in 2 days with nothing to wear. So I put her together an entire wardrobe for that trip, which included most of the items that I bought for the spring and summer refresh. So unfortunately, I don't have them in person at the moment to show you guys, but I am going to pull them up on my computer and sort of walk you through what I thought about the items, the quality, the sizing, how I would style them, and just give you a closer look into my process. Okay, so let's go through some of the items that I picked up for spring and summer. Shopping online and trying something in person really is two totally different ball games. I'm an online shopping girly, but my way to sort through stuff when it comes in the mail is the second I put it on, if it's not a full body yes, it's a no. And really, I just operate my entire life like that. I make all decisions based on that alone. First, we have this silk doe-in polka dot dress. It's a halter top dress. It has a zipper on the side seam. And polka dots are a big trend for this season. I think that polka dots are classic, so I'm happy to see that that's sort of a trend for this season, because if you invest in a polka dot piece, I think it's something that could last you through the years. For me, polka dots and stripes are both a classic, and this really just gives me those like romantic vintage vibes. It has a little applique. I guess that's not really an applique, a little floral detail in the self fabric. So the same fabric as the dress sort of blends in right here. And the way that the silhouette is cut in the stomach, it sort of has like a shape like this. It's not so straight cut. It really does hug you in the waist, even though it's full length. I mean, the construction of this is really top notch. I have it. I've already worn it a ton. I've worn it with a chunky black sandal, like the one that I have on. These are a 9 bing. And I've also worn it with a black pointed toe mule heel, a kitten heel, really short. I have screws in my ankles, so I can't wear high heels. Really, the highest I can go is 3 inches, and at that, I'm miserable. So most of my heels are like 1.5 inches. I paired this dress with the Heaven Mayhem sort of loop statement earrings in the two tones, silver and gold, and have been wearing my hair either slick back in a bun or down, and I can't get enough. All right, second up, we have this white full-length dress. For me, this is a absolute summer staple. My go-to outfit in summer is a full-length, solid white dress. And I pretty much wear it the same every single time, which is with a really simple nude sandal. I'll show you my favorite pair at the end of this. And then I always load my ears up with what I call like an ear stack. I have like 7 piercings on each ear, and I love to do tons of different earrings. I stack up the ear, and then I will wear several dainty necklaces and do like a necklace stack to add personality. I always do that every time, every year with a full length white dress. That's sort of like my signature look. Next up, we have this halter reformation dress. It is a really, really dark brown. You sort of can't tell unless it shines in the light if it's black or dark brown. I wore this with my hair back, a black sandal kitten heel, and a pair of gold statement earrings. I have this rule that sort of, when it comes to fashion, that I've lived and died by for the last like 8 years, which is either I have my legs out or I have my cleavage out, but never both. I know there's been this big talk about like this old money aesthetic, which to me, I think is just high quality classic pieces with no obvious designer logos. So it's sort of like quiet luxury, is more what I would call it. But for me, part of that is you don't have your cleavage out, your stomach out, your legs out all in the same outfit. There's a much more tasteful way to sort of look sexy and put together. And for me, that rule of thumb is always cleavage or legs, never both. I guess the caveat to that is unless you're on the boat. Okay, next up, we have this dress, which is to die for. I had never purchased anything from Meshki until this season, but I got an ad and I lurked on their website, and this is the one piece that I purchased, and it is to die for. It's a double lined, slinky, full length cream dress with a gold metal flower that sort of it's ruched in the middle and it's the flowers over here. It has a really interesting off the shoulder neckline and it has a scoop back. It's double lined. It's really forgiving. It fits well in all the right places. It's extremely stretchy and you don't even have to wear shapewear under it because the material is quite thick and it's double lined. It hides everything. So it's really pretty. I already wore it. I wore it with a nude sandal kitten heel and a pair of gold floral statement earrings that were quite large with my hair pulled back. And those earrings that I found actually matched the little flower on the dress almost perfectly, and they are linked in my shop my under spring accessories. Okay, next up we have my ride or die favorite pair of jeans. I'm wearing them right now. They are a pair of Levi's oversized jeans. I get them true to size because they're already cut oversized. You don't need to go up a size. In other jeans, if I want them oversized, I will go up 2 sizes. These, you don't have to. They come in tons of different washes. And this is my sort of go-to when I want to be comfy and I don't want to be super dressed up. I will wear these instead of sweatpants, even if I'm working from home, because they really are that comfy. I pair them with a plain t-shirt or a plain tank top, and I always have a cashmere sweater on me of some kind. So today I have on blue. And yeah, I absolutely love these. The tank top, I don't know if you guys ever wore these, but in South Florida, they were definitely a thing back in the day. I think like when I was in middle school, Sugar Lips tank tops, they were these spandexy, ribbed tank tops. They didn't stretch out when you wore them. They hugged you in all the right places. You didn't have to have a bra, and they were just the best. They came in tons of solid colors, and all the local boutiques that had them were constantly sold out. Well, I found the better version of that that is much more mature looking and it's not ribbed. It is these scoop neck tank tops. There's also a halter one that I love, but I'm a 34D, and even in the white for this tank top, it hugs you in. You don't have to wear a bra. It's not see-through. I don't even have to wear like nipple pasties, and it doesn't stretch out throughout the day. Like if you're sitting and you're slouching, a lot of tank tops will stretch out in the stomach, and this one doesn't do that. It's the perfect length where it ends like an inch and a half below your belly button, and it goes with everything. I've been wearing it with jeans, shorts, maxi skirts. I've been wearing this over my swimsuits with sarongs. I actually just purchased another 2 in white because I can tell this is an item that not only is it going to be just an evergreen basic in my wardrobe because it really is that good, but during the summertime, I can see this being something I reach for so often that I'm going to be annoyed if it's dirty and in the wash and I'm trying to get ready. So for that reason, I got a couple of backups. Next up, we have this hat. I've been eyeballing the hats from this brand for like 2 years. I was gonna buy one for my bachelorette trip, which would have been a vibe, but I'm happy that I waited because instead I got this really cool black and white print. which I think is more suitable for me in summer since most of my clothes are white or an off-white. It adds some more dimension to not have a white or off-white hat, which I would have bought if it was my bachelorette. And I've actually been wearing this on the boat and almost every day walking around the neighborhood. I go for walks in the morning to get morning sunlight and some movement. If you follow me on Instagram, you are well aware. Listen to a good podcast, and I've been wearing this. Most of my active wear is black. So I've been throwing this hat on to keep the sun out of my eyes. And honestly, it just looks so chic. I've been absolutely loving it. Not only that, but I'm excited to bring this on vacation to the Bahamas because you can roll the hat up and pack it. If you've ever had some of those straw hats, everyone in South Florida wears them on the boat. They're wide brimmed straw hats with a little thing that goes down. And every time I brought one on vacation, it comes back destroyed. And they're like $70 a piece. So I splurge on this hat. It's great for packing. It looks chic. I absolutely love it and highly recommend. Next, we have this anorak jacket. Anorak is just sort of this style, at least that's what I call it, where it has this middle section and normally two pockets or the center pocket. And they're usually in this sort of windbreaker material. I love this one. The color goes with everything, and I've been wearing it every morning to my workout classes over my workout gear. I like to have a lightweight oversized jacket to wear over my activewear if I am going to a class because I'm a morning workout person. I want to feel super comfy and cozy on my way in. And if you're in a sports bra and leggings, if you need to run errands or something, I don't like feeling super naked. So I'll work out in my activewear and then throw this on after, and you're like prepared to do anything. And these shoes, the New Balance sneakers, specifically this style and this colorway, I'm on my third pair in a year and a half. I have worn every pair into the ground to the point that there's literally holes. I wear it to work out. I wear it with jeans and tank tops. And it's just the comfiest, most versatile shoe. This one I'm not wild about to wear with dresses. It's just, I'd say, a little too sporty for that. But I do like it with my jeans and also my activewear. So for me, this has become a major staple in my closet. And last but not least, we have the Teaks sandals. These are my go-to sandals. They're waterproof, they're simple, they come in so many colors. I like the lily style, and this specific tone of nude is my go-to. I think they probably have like 6 or 7 different shades of nude, but this is the one that I love the most. I have them in nude, off-white, and black, and they are torture tested. Let me say that. They hold up great over time. They're island approved. You can wear them with salty, sandy feet and they still look great. And the sole of the shoe is lightweight. So I have a big problem with a lot of sandals if I wear them on the boat or to the beach because once they're salty or sandy, they chafe your feet. And if the sole is not lightweight, it pulls on the thong on the top of your foot, which is really uncomfortable over time. When we're in the Bahamas, if I have a pair of sandals like that, by day 2, I already have blisters on the tops of my feet, which is horrible, especially when your feet are also getting direct sunlight. So these are my go-to pair. They're super comfy. You can wear them through anything. And I also wear them on a daily basis with my dresses. These are the pair that I wear with the white long dresses. Something that I highly recommend. Okay, guys, that is it for today. I will see you next week. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week for another one. Bye.